Skills are one of the most important parts of Just Kill Me 3 and can help you progress through the game, obviously. They provide buffs to the game, whether they deal damage or give you a ton of critical Tama. In this guide, I'll analyze each of the skills and explain if you should use them or not. Let's get started. The first category of skills are ones that instantly deal damage. They consist of Campfire, Zabbity Zab, Wash Up Toss, and Table for You. These 4 deal damage based off of your critical damage. In the beginning, instants are amazing for dealing ton of damage without having to do much. This is why the early game skill meta consists of these instants. However, they do have their downsides. The major downside is that the HP scaling is enough to completely negate the skills by the time you defeat 3000. Table for You is kind of the only exception out of the 4, as it can be used for a little while longer before eventually becoming useless. The way that they scale in damage is by critical damage, which is based off of your Tama damage, which is based off of your base attack. The base attack cannot keep up with the health, so you should swap to pet skills during the 3000s. They can be upgraded to increase their damage multipliers. Tama skills are skills that do something related to your Tama. This category consists of Tama Fever, Tama and Coin Trick, Critical Plus, and Critical Fiesta. Tama Fever will drop Tama automatically for a set amount of time. Tama Trick will turn a certain percent of regular Tama into Critical Tama instantly, and Coin Trick does the same but with coins. Critical Fiesta will increase the drop chance of crits, and Critical Plus will increase your critical damage percent value for a certain amount of time. Mechanically, Tama Fever serves as a lazy way to gain Tama. It has a special property that, when it's first cast, the skill will drop the amount of Tama needed to fill the whole field. This mechanic can be used to easily gain crits faster when paired with Critical Fiesta, and serves as an easy refiller of Tama. The trick skills can be used before boss fights to easily gain crits beforehand. They can also be used to gain more crits during a boss fight if you have the skill readied. A neat trick you can do with Coin Trick is called Field Overflow. What you need to do is to use the Hoarder when the coins come out, use Coin Trick, and boom, an overflow of crits. There are other methods of getting crits, this is just one of the easiest ways to do it. And finally, Critical Plus is a core skill, especially up to 3500, that is used to deal massive amounts of damage to bosses. Overall, every skill except Critical Plus and occasionally Tama Trick are made useless by the time you pass 3000. In the early game, they can be used to make life easier or kill bosses faster, but in the end game, not so much. Pet skills are probably some of the best skills you can have in the game. Pets are an incredible source of damage, and they only get better as the game progresses. So, there's no question that the pet skills are some of the best. In this category, there's just Pet Fever and Red Comment. Pet Fever increases your attack for all pets stat. It starts off at 30% and increases by 1% per level. If you aren't aware how pet damage is calculated, the attack for all pets stat multiplies the base attack of the pet, and then the rest of the buffs multiply off of that product. So buffing the first multiplier means that your damage will increase tremendously. Red Comet has great synergy with this skill, as it increases the rate in which your pets attack. It starts off by boosting their attack speed by 30% and increases by 0.6% per level. The synergy is that the faster your pets attack while boosted, the more damage they are able to pump out during those attack boosts. If you're going to be pushing, these two are among the best skills to have, even at the lower levels. Boss Augmentation refers to skills that do something related to the bosses. There's only 2 skills in this category, and they are among some of the best. First is Time Emperor. This is undoubtedly one of the best skills at all stages of the game. The simple mechanic of freezing the boss timer for 5 seconds and increasing by 0.1 seconds per level is such a game changer. It allows for skills to continue to refresh, it allows for pets to attack more often, and it allows you to shove more Tama in the boss's face. If you're going to progress, absolutely take the skill with you. No questions asked. fast. On the other hand, Heavy Artillery is another one of the most meta skills you can have. It deals damage proportional to enemies' max health, thus the HP scaling doesn't kill it like every other instant. This skill is primarily used for boss fights to gain a pretty big edge during them. The skill starts off by only dealing 10% of the enemy's max HP and increases by 0.2% per level. A neat thing you can do with this skill is that if you're able to create a setup that exceeds the boss timer past 1 minute, you can use the skill again and take off an even bigger chunk of health. However, this does require a very specific setup, and a normal player will almost never be able to replicate it.
Sparkles in her man. VIP my section, royalty looking sexy, you know that be my man.
I didn't even know how to classify the rest of these skills since they are just so random and niche. The skills in this category are Tama Machine Gun, Tama Blaster, High Flyer, Couch Potato, and Unparalleled Fury. Tama Machine Gun and Tama Blaster are about 99% similar in functionality. They both rapidly fire Tama for a set amount of time, with the former starting at 15 seconds and increasing by 10 seconds per level, and the latter firing a lot faster but starting at 10 seconds and only increasing by 6 seconds per level. Overall, these skills are very limited in their usage, as they rely entirely off of your Tama damage, and as mentioned previously, Tama damage falls off hard by the time you reach somewhere like 2000. These are two skills that I wouldn't even ever recommend. In a similar vein, High Flyer and Couch Potato basically do the same thing. All they do is spawn their respective items onto the field, High Flyer instantly spawning a flyer, which is about a 5-second or so ad. On the flip side, Couch Potato instantly spawns a treasure trailer, which is a 30-second or so ad. You never really know the length at this point, and it rewards you with an abundance of coins and resources. In general, High Flyer is used for the ad mission in the daily missions tab, and the Couch Potato is used for farming coins to help kill a boss that you might be struggling with. Finally, Unparalleled Fury. This skill simply multiplies your base attack by 20% initially and increases by 0.4 per level. Since it affects your base attack directly, it increases literally everything that deals damage, except for Heavy Artillery. I would recommend you grab this skill if it appears later in the skill set, i.e. slots 4, 5, or 6, as the buff isn't as massive as Pet Fever. In the end, skills are some of the most important aspects of Just Kill Me 3, providing a ginormous advantage during the game and especially during the bosses. Most of the skills unfortunately fall short of being useful, but they do shine sometimes. I hope this guide helps you, and yeah, that's all I have for you today. Bye.